Monster Spooky Time Fright Hour, your source for the straight poop on all things supernatural. We're your hosts. My name is Chris Anderson, but if you went to high school with me, you can call me Shovel.
And I'm Ethan Soreski, and I bet Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I mean, you have to imagine fighting with chains.
Well,
switchblades.
also, when you get a nickname that's kind of soft or sounds funny, and you're from like a horrible neighborhood, you usually earned it by doing something awful.
Yeah, like anytime on Law and Order, they're looking for a guy named Peanut.
Yeah.
That Peanut's a hitter. If Peanut didn't do the deed, he personally knows the dude that did. Now, Ethan, I've got some very exciting news for you.
Oh my God, give me some news.
The exciting news is late-breaking cryptid news. It's time for a cryptid affair. Okay. Where did it go? I lost the article. Oh, shit.
You know, that's how Hendrix sounds every time someone walks by my window, and it's so annoying. He just howls, and it's like right near my ear. He's so anxious when people walk by.
Oh, poor buddy. This one comes to us from CNN.
CNN, look at you!
CNN, very reputable. The failing CNN, I like to call them. Scientists unveil 240 million year old dragon fossil.
Wait, like on Game of Thrones?
Like a dragon, a fossilized dragon.
Is it an egg?
No.
What a shame.
Yeah, we could, or if it had been trapped in amber, we could have cloned the
That's
dragon.
What I was picturing. I wanted to see living dragons, but apparently this is not that.
No, this is a fossil, unfortunately. The newly discovered fossils have allowed scientists to reveal a 240 million year old dragon in its entirety. For the first time, National Museum Scotland said in a statement on Friday. This is coming straight from the National Museums Scotland.
Yes.
What they were doing in China, I have no idea.
Field trip.
The 5... That's really cute. The 5-meter long reptile from the Triassic period in China was first identified in 2003, but after studying 5 newer specimens for 10 years, scientists were able to depict the entire creature, which is named Dinocephalosaurus orientalis.
Its name should be Drogon.
Yeah, nice, easy. Come on, fellas, you're overthinking it. One fully articulated fossil, the last to come to light, offered a beautiful, complete specimen from tip to tail, from the tip of the nose right down to the tip of the tail.
They did not recover the tip of its nose.
A beautiful, complete specimen from the tip of the nose right down to the tip of the tail. Dr. Nick Fraser, keeper of national sciences at the National Museum of Scotland, and one of the researchers told CNN. It's curled around this sort of figure 8. It's very reminiscent of a Chinese dragon. That's because that's what it is. I'm going to hold up my phone to the camera. You will not be able to see that.
I see it. That's dope. It's like an infinity sign or an Ouroboros kind of.
That's a dragon.
The
fossil helped illuminate this mysterious creature, and an international team of researchers from Scotland, Germany, the USA, and China published their findings in the
What
journal.
An all-star team.
Yeah, boy, 4 great countries. If I was assembling an international spy team, I would be like, we got the Scottish guy, we got the German guy, we got the American meathead guy.
I can blend into any environment.
And I'm a master of explosives. Yeah, that's your team. They published their findings in the journal Earth and Environmental Science Transactions of Royal Society of Edinburgh. Professor Li Chun from the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and paleoanthropology in Beijing, was the first to uncover the fossils, the dragon fossils,
Because it's a dragon. I
because
know.
it is a dragon, back in 2003. He was visiting a small village in Guizhou province, southern China, when he noticed a small vertebra in a slab of limestone, according to his colleague Fraser. Local farmers...
Fraser Crane?
No, the guy we were talking to is like Nick Fraser.
Oh, I thought there was another one.
No, it's the same Fraser. He doesn't know two guys named Fraser.
Okay, well, I mean, it's possible.
No, he could also know Professor Fraser Crane from the TV show Frasier.
I think that's a dragon.
Yeah, and you'd have to say, well, then I don't know, Niles. Local farmers... I never watched that show. Local farmers then took Chun to a pig pen where there are other pieces of that type of rock, and he started to find bone fragments and pieced them together to discover this new species.
It'd be funny if he went into the pig pen and he found a Charlie Brown skeleton.
Wah, wah. Hang on.
What do you think Charlie Brown skeleton... What do you think his skeleton looks like? Like, what does a cartoon skeleton look like?
Well, his is going to have a very disproportionately large skull. His skull is basically like 40% of his height.
I sent you an Instagram of when he first adopted Snoopy.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember which special that's from.
70-something years ago. I started crying when I watched it.
Well, yeah, you're a big dog lover. You're an old soft.
I love dogs.
Anyway, that's enough of this Chinese dragon. You get the idea. Dragons existed 240 million years ago. Congratulations, everybody.
And now they exist again. They're just not alive.
No, now their fossils exist in our museums.
You know what I would do?
Steal their bones to gain their power.
If you grind them up and then snort. What if you snort dragon bones? Oh my God.
You would be unstoppable.
Oh, I want to do that.
I mean, you definitely would be able to breathe fire.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, could these breathe fire? Did they work that out?
They probably got to that in the rest of the article. They're like, and
they
we
did.
found.
We'll assume they did.
Yeah, we found a bunch of fossilized, singed trees nearby. You get the idea. Anyway, Ethan, enough of a cryptid affair. Why don't you tell our listeners about the premise of the rest of the show?
Like every week on Uncle Monster's Spooky Time Friday Hour, one of us, Shibble this week, has done extensive research on a ghost, ghoul, goblin, demon, or, may I say, cryptid, while I, Ethan, actually took the week off. I wasn't feeling so great, and Shibble covered for me. It was very, very sweet of him. And I'm going to ask you, Shibs, what is this cryptid that you're going to be explaining to me and the audience?
It's not deer.
Okay, but what is it?
It's not deer.
Right. I understand. I got that. What is it?
It's not deer.
Oh, all right.
Okay, listeners, that's enough Abbott and Costello. The creature is called not deer.
And it's on first.
Deer. Not deer.
I said it was on first.
I know. Yeah, okay.
I made myself laugh. Thank you. I'm trying to earn them. So we're dealing with a cryptid that is named not deer.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, it could be almost anything.
Well, it can't. Yeah, it can't be a deer. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, fuck.
What? Well, yeah. You don't know what the not deer is.
No, I mean,
you have no idea. Well,
it's no clue in the name.
Well, I guess there's only one thing that I have to ask you, and that's if you imagined the not deer, what would you see when you entered your mind palace?
Memories. Things that happened to you as a child. Things that you saw on television. A book that you read. Things that never happened. Enter your mind palace.
So when you enter your mind,
It's all things that have never happened.
just purely things that never have. Just you're completely delusional.
Exactly.
You never had a podcast.
Oh my God, that would be so scary. I wonder what I'm really doing right now.
You're crying.
Well, it could be worse.
I wish I had a podcast.
I've got this elaborate delusion that I have a podcast with you. Oh my God, that's creepy.
What do you see in your mind palace other than this fictional podcast?
Well, I'm walking around in my mind palace. I'm looking through the files, and
Yeah.
I've got a guess.
Okay.
I think "not dear" is a different way to begin a written communication.
Okay, to someone that's it's not dear. It's
Right.
not dear.
Like hello or how are you? It's not
Yeah.
dear though.
No, it's not dear. Okay,
Or
fair
like,
enough.
sweet shibble. I've written you, instead of, not dear.
Okay, one thing I'm gonna say, the spelling here is DEER.
Right. That's why I chose that.
Okay, fair enough. And guess number 2?
Okay. This is a good one. In my
Okay,
mind
I bet
palace.
it is.
Okay. It's not deer is a deer that has been murdered by like a bunch of them, by breaking all their limbs and tying them in like a broken bloody pretzel, and then they get reanimated. So they're not deer.
Okay.
Because
This is
they're tied in.
NOT.
They're tied in a knot.
No, I get it. There's an okay. Listeners, this is an audio medium, so you wouldn't know unless you looked very closely at whatever the title's going to be. So it is NOT
Oh.
space DEER.
Well, shouldn't you have told me that before I made guesses? Jesus.
I did say that about 3 minutes ago.
Right, but I had already had my guesses written down. My third and final guess.
Yeah.
I think not dear is the lowest point in the fortunes of a person or organization.
Oh, no, that's a nadir.
Right, a not dear.
All right, those are 3 great guesses.
Thank you.
None of them were correct, unfortunately.
Oh, well, yeah, I gave it a try.
You really you gave it your all.
Yeah, I did.
But would you like to know what the not dear is?
Of course, but how are you going to explain such a concept to me?
Through narrative fiction.
Oh, that must mean it's
I don't know why I said it like that.
I liked it.
Okay.
That must mean it's time for story time. It's story time. It's story time. It's story time with Uncle Monster.
Story time.
It's story time. It's story time. It's story time with Uncle Monster. Story time.
What do you mean you've never been deer hunting before? Your future father-in-law said to you last night. You would imagine that what you meant was fairly self-explanatory, but apparently that isn't the case. Still, Kathleen, your fiance, made it clear that if you wanted to get in good with her daddy, shooting a defenseless animal with a high-powered assault rifle was the best way to do it. That's how you, Aaron Fleck, a lifelong New Yorker, have found yourself squatting in some mud before dawn in the middle of nowhere. Dennis, your aforementioned future father-in-law, scans the horizon as he passes you a steaming thermos. As you raise it to your lips, you're overcome by the smell, a sickly sweet mix of menthol and alcohol. Kathleen had warned you that Dennis likes to start the day with a piping hot cup of peppermint schnapps. You pantomime taking a sip and hand it back to him. New York City, huh? Live from New York, Dennis says, completely unprompted. Saturday Night Live. Yep, you say. There's a rustling in the brush nearby, and Dennis raises his hand, indicating that you should be quiet. This was unnecessary, as you had not planned on saying anything. He waves for you to follow him, and the two of you trudge slowly towards the sound. Dennis kneels down and examines what appears to be a freshly broken branch on the forest floor. Well, isn't that special? Dennis says. Dana Carvey?
I know. It is church.
Well, isn't that special? The church lady, remember that one?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, this is the story.
Oh, I thought you were trying to explain it to me. I was like, I know.
No, I'm just that naturalistic of an actor.
That was really good. Well done.
Thank you. Well, I'll take it back. Well, isn't that special? Dennis says. Dana Carvey? Well, isn't that special? The church lady, remember that one? I'm sorry, you say? Confused? Oh, yeah. Dana Carvey, he was great. Yeah. Could it be Satan? Hayton? He was great, man. I normally don't care much for Canadian comedy, but he was a hoot. Dennis waves for you to follow him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little out of it. I haven't had my coffee, you say. Coffee talk, he responds, without missing a beat. We'll have some coffee and we'll talk. No big whoop. Mike Myers, another Canadian. Saturday Night Live probably hired so many Canucks because you all are so close to the border up there. That's why we got to close up that border. They're taking our jobs. Another twig snaps, closer than the last one. Dennis instantly drops to a knee, and you follow suit. He lifts his rifle and surveys the surroundings through his scope, then suddenly stops. You shift your weight anxiously. Simmer down now, Dennis says. He starts slowly walking forward in a kneeling position, trying to get a clearer shot on his target. Sherry O'Terry. You remember that one? Simmer down now? No, I don't, you say, hoping that giving a different answer will elicit a different response. Dennis signals for you to follow him as he stalks through the wood, never lowering his rifle. Oh, well. Sherry O'Terry, she was his character. I don't know if she had a name. She had this catchphrase, simmer down now. She'd be in some kind of customer service type character. You know, manager of a McDonald's or a gate attendant at LaGuardia. Something like that. Maybe a 911 dispatcher. I don't know. So you got, James Vanderbeek got a cheese on his hamburger, or Sarah Michelle Gellar's flight got delayed. Gwyneth Paltrow got stabbed, whatever. They start losing their patience. Sherry O'Terry just says, simmer down now. Simmer down now. Blow! A rifle shot rings out. Did you get him, you ask, hoping that would mean you could leave. I think I dropped him. Come on, let's check it out. You approach the beast, and it lies motionless on the ground. Dennis isn't looking at it, though, but at a hole bored in a nearby tree. He uses a knife from his belt to pry a bullet from that tree. I must have missed, he says. Right behind him, the creature you both thought he had shot slowly gets up from the forest floor. You don't notice it at first, but it's looking right at you with forward-facing eyes, which is not what you normally see on a prey animal. They also don't normally maintain unbroken eye contact with people, which this one does. It slowly smiles at you, revealing a full set of human teeth. It then rears up and kicks Dennis in the chest with both rear hooves. You hear several ribs break with a loud snap. The creature then awkwardly stands on its hind legs and shuffles off into the woods. You rush to your future father-in-law's side. He coughs up a little blood. Man, that hurt. Listen, I need you to get me to a hospital. I need you to get me to a van. You help him to his feet. You remember where we parked the van, don't you? You smile to yourself. The van down by the river. Matt Foley, played by the great Chris Farley, R.I.P. The two of you were thick as thieves after that day, because Dennis knew Kathleen would be in good hands. And all thanks to your run-in with that mysterious creature that was not a deer. It was a not deer.
Very good.
Thank you. I was happy with that one.
I can't believe you didn't mention. Is Chris Farley Canadian? He is, right?
No, he's.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, he's a Chicago guy.
Oh, then it makes sense that you didn't say he was Canadian. I loved the setup for Down by the River. That had me laughing like for a full minute before you hit it. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
The Sherry O'Terry one is such a bizarre one.
Yeah, I wanted to do a deep cut. I wanted to do all deep cut, but I was having a harder time working them in.
No, I like what you did. But that was a deep. Like my mom likes that sketch. There's one part where she holds up a Donna Summer record and she goes, "Read this," backwards, and it goes, "Summer Donna, faster, Summer Donna," and she goes, "Simmer down now."
Yeah. I mean, they could really do a character out of anything on that show. Yeah. The one that I wanted to do was, I guess Coffee Talk was fairly obscure. I wanted to do Mr. No Depth Perception.
Okay, that's obscure. That's obscure. Yeah. Coffee Talk is not obscure. That but what you just said is extremely.
I don't think it's obscure for people our age, I think.
Oh.
Anyway, not to suddenly make us both feel old.
Yeah,
How about not deer? How about the not deer?
I don't understand what it is. I know it's not a deer.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
Okay, it's got deer characteristics, I learned from the story, but it's not a deer.
Well, it is a deer-like creature that is said to live in the Appalachian Mountains of Tennessee largely, although there have been sightings in different places, some of them all over the world.
Talk about a wrong turn.
Yeah, you like the film?
Like the film.
Their movements are awkward and unnatural. In part to their unusual build, some people report seeing them with like backwards bending knees.
Oh.
Or extra knees, or they'll be double jointed.
Where are the extra knees located?
Either above or below another knee. It's like their leg. You know how there are those nunchucks that are 3 sticks?
Yeah.
It's like that sort of situation.
I thought it was like on its neck.
No. They're still on the legs.
Okay. Understood.
He's got a knee right in the middle of his belly button. They are slightly larger than normal deer. And barrel chested. Some of them, they'll have longer necks.
They're like strong men.
Yeah, they will have very powerful long necks, and most distinctly, their eyes are located at the front of their head like a predator instead of on the side of their head like a prey animal.
Very much unlike deer.
Yes. Also, least like deer, and that's sort of the ones that are seen more often, but ones have been seen with more and more variations. So that's our not deer big picture.
This is an interesting cryptid.
Yeah, because it blends in, right? There's a reason why maybe science hasn't spotted it yet, because it's so well camouflaged.
Yeah, amongst the other deer.
Yeah, it's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, before we get too much farther, Ethan, do you have any facts for me this week?
We have Layla presents Deer Facts. Hope you are well.
Layla presents Deer Facts. Hope you are well.
Number 1. Deer are crazy athletes.
Deer can sprint up to... Guess how fast they are.
I'm going to say 50 kilometers an hour.
That may be correct because I can't convert, but it's 30 miles per hour.
All right, I was pretty right on the bean there.
I couldn't tell you, but I good job if you were.
No, I
trust you.
learned how to convert kilometers to miles from Canada's worst driver.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God for Joel Younghusband.
Close enough. Fact number 2.
Well, I was also going to say they leap 10 feet in the air, and as
Oh,
far
shit.
as far as 30 feet, like in a single bound, like that's an ill long jump.
Yeah, no, that is, you got to have some strong games for that.
Number 2. Where's my melanin?
1 in 30,000 deer is an albino,
Oh,
so they're
I bet
very
they're-
rare.
yeah, I think I've heard, I used to follow some Native American dudes on Twitter back when it was Twitter. And one of them
It is
posted
still
like,
Twitter.
yeah, well, and dude was like, hey, there's been an albino deer spotted, but I can't tell you where because white people will come and kill it and it's sacred. So we're
Yeah.
keeping that under wraps. But here's a picture. We found an albino deer.
The native network doesn't want it slipping out.
No, they're keeping that under wraps, and that's fine.
Well, I mean, that is rare. 1 in 30,000.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
supposed to be like a good omen or something.
you know, my dad, when he lived in Baltimore, he had cockroaches, and whenever he turned on the light, they would all scatter.
Mhm.
And he saw a white one, and he would always look for it. And one day he caught it and put it in a jar.
Oh, wow. That's, I guess that's one way to deal with that situation.
No, the other ones he let go, but it was an albino cockroach.
Yeah, no, but
Wouldn't you
I
want to
mean,
keep it on your desk and like?
I would probably want to like clean out my cabinets.
My dad
talk
put
to my
more shit on
landlord.
the floor. He wanted to find another albino cockroach. He kept going with his project.
See if I could get somebody to come over and spray. You know, tenants have rights.
Number 3. Deer danger.
Shib's deer can become rabid. I don't know if you knew that, but they are one of the animals susceptible to rabies.
Okay.
A Pennsylvania report listed 6 white-tailed deer out of the 312 total positive rabies cases for the year. So you get about 6 a year in Pennsylvania. So times 3 to 500 rabid deer in the country. By comparison,
there's probably the same amount of deer in every state.
well, yeah, thanks, Shift. So that was in Pennsylvania. By comparison, just to show you how ill it was in Pennsylvania, Maine had no rabid deer.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
lots of foxes, skunks, raccoons, and a single rabid sheep.
Oh, that poor sheep.
Isn't there a movie about rabid sheep or killer sheep? Black Sheep.
Yeah, that's out there.
Good movie. Okay, that was our third
Seen it.
fact. You didn't like the facts?
No, they're great. Fantastic facts.
Okay.
They're really setting the stage for it. Now we know what stands in contrast with the deer, and that is the not deer.
Right.
Now I've described their unusual physical form.
Right.
Their behavior is said to be unusual as well. They're said to be more intelligent than normal deer and also more aggressive. There have been reports that they show no fear of humans and will even attack if they feel threatened.
Like most
like, if you-
animals.
Like if you just try to scare them off, like normally, like if you walk within 20 feet of a deer, it's going to run away. These guys will just stand there.
And they have backwards knees so they can turn around and still chase you.
Yeah, they'll do something fucked up for sure.
Oh, that would be great in a horror movie, like a character that had backwards knee, or didn't, like one of those a ghost movement like that where it ran at you backwards and its knees bent backwards. Wouldn't that be a good horror thing?
I think they did something kind of like that in the Charlie Sheen movie, The Arrival.
Oh,
The aliens had knees like that.
I guess it wasn't a good idea.
They were like cricket aliens.
I would rather
Yeah.
pick like something that was in Casablanca than that. I was like, hey, let's do this. You were like, yeah, they did that in this shitty movie once.
Well, hey, if they did the backwards knees monster in Casablanca, I would have brought it up. But unfortunately, The Arrival was the first one I could think of.
Play it again, not deer.
Now, the hunters are who are going to be encountering not deer most often because the not deer tend to blend in with deer.
Do they go in packs of deer, or do they just use them as like a disguise, like when there's people around, or do they travel with the deer?
I believe they travel with them. It's probably safer to stay with them.
Right.
And I think they have a kinship with them, maybe a symbiotic relationship.
Oh, like
You
Venom
know?
and Spider-Man.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah, that's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, you might be thinking of Venom and Eddie Brock, although the symbiote did briefly bond with Spider-Man after the Secret Wars, where he got his black suit.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Now, hunters will normally encounter them late at night, and they'll normally sometimes they'll be traveling alone, or they'll be in small family groups with other deer or other not deer.
So there's more than one not deer. It's a species.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because they're sighted in a whole bunch of different places. There's no reason to think that they're like magical or anything.
They might just get around like Tupac.
It's true. I might have to picture them rolling.
Ambitions of a not deer. Does that work? No.
Now, it's tough to tell how far back sightings go because not deer blend in so well. And it's sort of the type of thing that you tell your friend, you're like, oh, I saw this weird deer the other day. Your friend is going to be like, that was probably a cryptid called the not deer. You know?
It ran at me with backwards knees and then kicked my father-in-law.
Yeah. Then we started talking about Chris Farley. But people around 2019 started talking about this on Reddit. That's where it started coming into play, around 2019.
Better than 4chan.
Oh, for sure. Although it has been briefly mentioned on 4chan. I found some results in the 4chan, probably from the Paranormal Board X. I didn't look too closely because they were just screen caps. And I also, there are allegedly a bunch of TikToks out there, but I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I didn't get into the TikToks.
I wasn't even going to suggest or ask why you didn't. I was just like, oh, TikTok. I guess we have none of that because who the fuck wants to go find it?
No. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm 43 now. No, I'll be 43 in June.
I was like, what are you talking about? We're 42, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm 42. Yeah. I've been saying 43 in my head. I've been getting confused about it all year. It's a weird.
Well, that'll lighten the blow when you turn 43.
Yeah, pretty soon I'm going to be one of those people that just doesn't think about it. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
that I'll just lose track of it. Now, so we have a lot of sightings on the internet, but we don't have a lot of cohesive lore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I just found a couple sightings, and I'm going to read to you the sightings that I found.
Okay, let's hear some sightings.
I found these on Reddit on r/notdeer. Check it out. There's a bunch of great resources in there. If you are interested in the not deer, not deer's the place to be.
I've got
TikTok.
I'll take some time off of
deer.
I was going to go with a conspiracy theory one, but I like that better. That was good.
Yeah, those are the only two that you need.
I forgot what I was going to say midway through that sentence. Thank you for saving me.
Anytime, brother. Now, this one comes to us from user Scary Committee. So she was out walking her dogs, a Chihuahua and a Pomeranian, at the edge of the woods near her family's property in central Pennsylvania. The dogs start barking, and she sees what looks like a deer hanging out near her father's garden. Now, obviously, she doesn't want the deer eating the vegetables or whatever.
No, they do that.
Yeah, they do. They do that. They're a bane. You said your grandmother hates deer for that reason.
I was about to say my grandma literally wanted, at the end of her life, she was about 85, and she goes, "Oh, Lawrence, I think I'm going to get a shotgun."
Well,
my dad was like, "You don't need a shotgun. Like, get that out of your head." She was like, "I'm sick of these goddamn deer."
They are going to, that would rip her arm out of its socket. Her entire shoulder would be shattered instantly.
This is a woman who literally, like, if her skin brushed the wall, it would open up and start pouring blood. And she was like, "I need a Benelli."
You definitely don't, Gammy. Now,
it was Ma.
Ma.
Shouts to Ma. She passed away. I love her.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah.
May her memory be a blessing.
Hopefully they're not deer in heaven.
Yeah. Now, the deer did not respond to the dog's barking, or when user scary committee started telling the deer, go on, get. Doing that sort of thing.
Definitely rabid then.
And that's when she noticed that its neck was strangely long and muscular for a deer. So now she's waving her arms around and she's stomping on the ground and yelling. And the not deer just sort of stands there and stares at her. And she wrote, quote, I was getting frustrated and desperate to get rid of it at this point, so I pulled up the YouTube app on my phone and searched for predator sounds in the hope it would finally deter it. Unfortunately for me, my phone ran out of power before I could even hit play on the coyote sounds. The deer stared me down in awkward silence for a few moments, then stood up on its hind legs and walked off into the woods like a badly coordinated marionette learning to walk in heels for the first time.
That is descriptive.
And that is what happened, according to User Scary Committee.
She was like, you know what that reminds me of? A marionette in high heels.
Yeah.
What?
Well, and also a marionette wouldn't have to put its weight on its feet, so the heels would be less of an issue.
Yeah.
Not to nitpick, but I think we both understand what she was going for. It was walking like two awkward things happening at once.
Yes, because it has backwards knees.
Yes. And it's walking on its hind legs and its center of gravity. Its body isn't built to do that.
You know, I think of its body like kangaroo-like, very muscular, like good musculature. Powerful in the upper body,
sure.
Especially.
Now, this one comes to us from user Shudu Wolf.
One more time?
Shudu Wolf.
Okay.
I believe it should be Shadow Wolf, but they removed the A and O from Shadow.
Well, maybe they're just in a doo-wop group.
It could be. Shudu Wolf 78. Sorry, I forgot the 78. Shudu Wolf 78.
Oh, okay. It's probably supposed to be a different number.
Could be. Now, Shudu Wolf 78 was at scout camp in the early 90s in the Adirondacks. And he's up early one day and he hears something in the trees.
Not deer are not the most dangerous things at scout camp.
Well, fair enough. And unfortunately, listeners, that means we did not live up to our season 6 guarantee. That was technically a child molestation joke.
Oh, no.
We said no rape or AIDS jokes.
Right. And that was a child molestation joke.
That is a sex crime.
You didn't say, let's stay away from sex crimes. You said, I believe it was the R word.
I'm consulting the judges.
Yes.
We're going to strive to do better, everybody.
They're dicks, the judges.
Now, he goes up, he wakes up early one day. He pops out of his tent and he hears something in the trees and it has really heavy footsteps. And then he sees it. Quote, I couldn't see the body through the underbrush, but I could tell it was still in running position. But then it lifted its head to look at me. And there I was, staring at a human face. The feeling of dread that washed over me I'd never experienced before. It smiled at me.
So he didn't encounter a not deer.
It started inching closer, and my paralysis broke. I screamed out for the scoutmaster and ran into my tent.
Is it possible at all that he encountered a human?
I mean, a human with a deer body?
Oh, I thought it was. I thought all he saw was the human face. That's the only descriptive part I heard.
Oh, it's
so
true.
Like,
he did say he didn't see the body through the underbrush.
Yeah, so I mean, it could have just been a camper.
It could have been. It could have just been a smiling man. Or it could have been a deer with a human face that smiled at him, which is the scariest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like those dogs from Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, yeah. Good point. It is like that.
This one comes to us from user Flower Carnival 21.
That's really uplifting.
Yeah, really nice. Her mother was driving her home from a therapist's appointment a few years ago on winter's evening. She said she was being treated for depression.
Like
Good
me.
for you, Flower Carnival 21. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself.
This is actually my account.
Well, then I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So we are going about 55 miles per hour when this thing crosses and stops in front of us. The only way I can describe it is that it was if you combined a deer, a dog, and a human.
A dog.
It stood about as tall as our windshield. It had the legs of what I can describe as a deer. Its back was hunched over and it was walking on all fours. It had the head of a dog. Note, it didn't have ears or dog nose.
So
But its
how did it have
eyes,
the head of a dog?
it had the head of a dog.
Okay, without the ears or nose. Okay.
But its eyes were white and it didn't have a tail. The freakish thing about this creature was its skin. It wasn't a canine with mange or anything. It had actual human skin all the way down its legs, too long to be dog legs. It smelt of rotting meat. And some parts of the flesh was broken open, like if you would scrape your knee.
Maybe he inflated himself.
It was, yeah, that could be. Check out on our YouTube channel, This Is Normal, a normal sampler. And it was broken open like if you would scrape your knee. It was pale white and you could see its veins.
Ugh.
I have a theory on that one. Remind me to come back to that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then on this last sighting, this is a direct quote from a post on 4chan from the Paranormal Board.
Okay, definitely real.
Yeah, I mean, as reputable a source as any, that's the streets of the
It's
internet.
no 8chan, but it's halfway.
It's true. I really need to check out 8kun. Now, this one is from 4chan. I was hunting with my grandfather for my 19th birthday about a year ago.
What a great birthday.
Yeah, who doesn't love going hunting with Pap Pap?
It's so dangerous, an old man with a gun behind you.
Well, I mean, he was only 19, so the guy probably could have been in like his late 50s, you know.
Oh, okay.
early
All
60s.
right. Still functional.
Yeah, you can still handle a weapon. I was hunting with my grandfather for my 19th birthday about a year ago. And we both watched a deer slam its head into a rock until its antlers broke and its skull was shattered. Once its brains were everywhere, it tried to lick them up. And it looked like it couldn't even use its jaw or tongue right, probably because the brains had fallen out.
And it smashed its face against a rock.
Yeah. So it just stood upright like a fucking human and just walked into the river and died.
I love that. That account is fun. Really?
Yes.
So
That's-
there's
those-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna say those are my sightings, but please continue your response. Don't let me catch up.
When they saw the not deer, or what we're assuming it's a not deer, it was in the process of committing suicide by bludgeoning itself.
Yes,
Oh my God!
they would have done that if they were not there.
Oh, okay. I thought they didn't cause it. Understood.
No, that would be a really weird response to humans just showing up being like, "Shit, time to kill myself!" Ha ha ha! Yeah, that's not how I'd want to go.
Oh, bludgeoning your own face against a rock.
Yeah, and then trying to eat my own brain off the rock and then walking to a river and drowning.
I don't want to drown. I would much rather do the rest of it than drown.
You'd rather smash your own face into a rock?
I swear, honest to God, I would
All
rather
right.
go that way.
Well, the good thing is no one's making us choose. There's not a madman holding us with a gun. He's like, it's your choice, friendo. So that brings us to the end of my research, Ethan.
Very good research.
And so do you have any more?
Layla presents Dear Facts. I'm sorry I haven't written lately.
Number 4. Horny, violent deer.
During the past fawning season,
Mm.
13 confirmed incidences of white-tailed deer attacking humans occurred on the campus of Southern Illinois University Carbondale alone.
Wow, just on the campus of Southern Illinois Carbondale.
Yep, SIUC. Suck.
That is the weirdest. Where did you get that fact?
I liked it. When I saw Carbondale, I was like, that one's for me.
Okay, well, 13 just on the campus of Southern Illinois University dash Carbondale.
Well, it gives you an idea of the scale of horny deer attacking, because if 13 happen at Carbondale alone, I mean, imagine
Not just all of Carbondale, just on Southern
University.
Illinois University campus.
Right.
Carbondale.
How many? Probably 100 in Carbondale alone. It's an epidemic.
Number 5. A good idea.
Deer have dichromatic vision, while humans have trichromatic vision. So what deer do not see are the oranges and reds that stand out really well to people, which is why blaze orange doesn't make hunters more noticeable to deer.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
I always wondered that.
Yeah.
It just looks like a gray slab to them.
Yeah, and that's why they get killed so often.
Yeah, because they're very dumb animals.
And they don't see colors.
Yeah, and you're basically, with the equipment that they have nowadays, you're like sniping them. You're basically playing Nintendo.
Oh, I thought you meant the equipment that deer have. I was like, tell me. That sounds interesting.
And while we're talking about hunting, I'm just going to do a quick digression.
Please.
You know, I knew one guy who talked to me about hunting, and he put it to me like this. He said, once a season, I will go out and I will shoot one deer, and I will have meat for my family for the rest of the year. For like another 6 months. I've just got that, boom, tag down, paid for it. Take it down to the butcher. He chops it up for me. And I save myself like $500 to feed my family every year or whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. If you're doing something other than that for your hunting, I'm going to give that a thumbs down.
Like murdering for fun would be a thumbs down?
Yeah, like shooting a rare animal to prove that you could kill something with a high-powered rifle. Oh, wow, that's really tough.
You know who's really impressive? The people who go to those game preserves in Africa where the animals are all fenced in and you're in a hunting blind with like an Uzi.
Yeah, you pay like $1 million to a poacher who just walks you up to a sick lion and you shoot in the back of the head.
It goes like, please no, and you just go, look away, Lenny. And then
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Number 6. No, not the songbirds.
White-tailed deer have been known to opportunistically feed on nesting songbirds.
Wow.
That's
munch
mean.
and munch. Just a little crunchy treat for the deer. That sounds like some not deer shit to me. I think those might be not deer.
When I see a songbird, I think of it as a crunchy treat as well, incidentally.
Now 100% sounds like not deer shit.
No, it's real. They kill. They wait till they're nesting, apparently, till they're really happy and content, and then they murder them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, that fact was pretty crazy. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Almost as crazy as the not deer.
Mm.
But can it love? A werewolf ate my dad, but it's not so bad. It might sound crazy, but can it love? Can it give me a kiss? Can it hold my hand? Would it say I love you? Does it understand? Does it know that I've never felt this way before? There's a full moon tonight. It's so romantic, and this might sound crazy, but can it love? Can it love? Well, what do you think, brother? Can these freaky mutant deer love?
Yes.
I think so too.
I think I think they're just weird Maybe they're an offshoot of deer. Maybe they're an evolutionary step up from deer. Maybe there's some sort of chemical accident. But either way, they live in a community,
Yeah.
and they don't seem to be, mean spirited. They seem to be animal like, and animals who live in live in a community with other animals, or even alone. I mean, of course they can love.
All right. Yeah, that's two of us thinking that they could be lovers, and I think it's possible that, they said they've been walking on their hind legs.
Mm-hmm.
I think walking on the hind legs is considered an important evolutionary step towards humans developing our brain power. I think they were described as being more intelligent than humans. And I think being closer to sentient means they might even be able to love in a sense that's even closer to what you and I experience as love, as opposed to what the love a deer feels for another love. It might be possible of human love.
I always say a not deer experiences true love.
All right, we're in agreement on that one. So where are you going to take your not deer on its first date?
Let me think. Where would I take a deer with backwards knees, kicks people,
has a human face?
It
has Megan Fox's face. You get Megan Fox, not deer.
I'm taking it on it. I mean, okay. I got to be honest. From the neck up, you're saying it's Megan Fox. No,
from the face forward. It doesn't have Megan Fox's head. It has Megan Fox's face.
On a deer head.
On a deer head.
But it's her full face?
Yeah, it's her full face.
I'd fuck it.
Okay. Fair enough.
I got to be honest. I mean, like...
But where are you taking it? So that's where you're taking it on your first date to fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna Netflix and chill. Wait, its face is exactly Megan Fox. Does it have breasts?
Exactly. No.
I don't care. Yeah, you know what? I got to be totally honest. I'd fuck anything that had Megan Fox's face on it.
You got to get away from these I could fuck anything ... sentence.
No, I'm serious. Like if you put a mask on and like you could fool me like that. Like that would be a crazy trick to do to me.
Okay, I'm going to reach out to Hollywood's greatest effects man.
No, really, you could just put on like a paper mask and like you'd have to dodge me.
Well, fair enough. I'm going to take my not deer, who obviously has the face of Uma Thurman.
Oh, I was going to say Isla Fisher.
No. Of Uma Thurman.
She's very sexy.
And yeah, just gorgeous eyes you could get lost in.
Yep.
And we're going to go get some ice cream. Gonna get 2 scoops of ice cream.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'll get some... I don't like getting too many things on top of it, I don't like too much texture. I want to eat the ice cream.
Do you think people are going to come up to your not deer and ask for an autograph?
Well, and I'll have to say, oh, no, I'm sorry, you guys. This isn't Uma Thurman. No, she gets that a lot. No, this is a not deer with Uma Thurman's face.
Oh my
she
God,
gets that a lot. No, thank you.
Megan Fox? I think that's Megan Fox with that guy.
Do you want to... Can we take a selfie with them? Do you want to take a selfie?
And it gets
they still want the selfie. I don't know what to say.
And it gets up and it has backward knees and no one cares because it looks like Megan Fox.
Well, no, mine looks like Uma Thurman.
Oh, mine was going to take a picture too. That's
okay. Oh, so you're Netflixing and chill. That won't even be an option. You're just in your house. There are no looky-loos there.
I would, you know what? Then I might go out to dinner first because I'd want to show it off.
Can it fuck?
That sounds crazy, but can it fuck?
Excuse me?
I'm into this thing. The Megan Fox not deer.
Oh, okay. God bless. Yeah, I think it definitely can fuck for sure.
Okay, agreed.
All right. Well, now let's see whether or not it can take a punch because it's fight night.
Fight!
It's fight night! In this corner, we have the weird not deer with Megan Fox's face versus 7'1", 381.2 pound prime Shaquille O'Neal.
Wow. Okay.
It's a lot of power in this one.
It's true. And the main, I mean, yeah, those kicks could probably be pretty devastating. But I think Shaq could take one and keep coming.
Yeah.
And I think between, like, that's going to be the opening. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just got to take a punch and then you land your punch.
Well, you got to close the distance. Sometimes you got to take one to give one.
Yeah. So, and I think Shaq could take that trade all day because I think once he gets within grappling distance, I think,
God.
You know, if he just wraps his arms around that throat and clasps his hands together, you know, he's going to be able to cut off the blood flow and it's going to be lights out for the not deer. That's my prediction.
Wait a second. Did I just murder Megan Fox?
No. The one that you're fighting has the face of noted criminal El Chapo. Wait a second. Did I just murder El Chapo? No. That's actually, he got that a lot. R.I.P. That's a not deer with El Chapo, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's face.
Oh, okay. It's very pretty.
He was in his own way, but still a scourge.
Number two. We have not deer versus bucks with chucks, which are 5 deer on their hind legs who have mastered the nunchaku.
Okay, against 5 not deer?
No, one not deer and 5 regular deer who have mastered the nunchaku.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to put that on the bucks with chucks.
Really?
I mean, there's 5 of them, and nunchucks are a surprisingly devastating weapon.
Yeah. I picture
you say that they have
being
mastered them.
Yeah, oh, you're right. You know what? I should have said just with the nunchucks, and they had to figure out how to use them. But if
they were just taped to their front palms.
Oh my god, I would love to tape nunchucks to a deer. That'd be so. And with a mask of Megan Fox, I'm coming up with my dream date.
Oh yeah, have a great time.
Number 3, we have not deer versus Blanca from Street Fighter.
Okay, Blanca from Brazil, the wilds of Brazil. He's
Obrigado.
He's a bit of a mutant himself, what with his electrical eel abilities.
What is he?
He's a freak.
Oh, okay.
He's a wild man. He's like a woodwose.
Oh, okay. Shouts to Hal.
Yeah, shout out. Check out our episode about woodwoses featuring Hal Johnson. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one on Blanca.
Okay, number 4, we have Ted Bundy, the serial killer who punctuates his murders with one-liners.
Okay, was he the one that was serial killers with a C from our episode with Horror Macaroni?
No. This is Ted Bundy.
Okay, that one was Ted Pumby. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just says stuff like he'll like slit someone's throat and be like, "That was a killer slice," you know.
It's true, and he was killing a golfer.
You're dead wrong. Oh yeah, that was a good one. The golfer, that was a killer slice. Much better.
Thank you. Yeah, teamwork. I punch him up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this one on Ted Bundy. Not Ted Pumby. I don't think he's got the juice, but Ted Bundy. That's a horse of a different color.
We've got one not deer versus the 5 best Ewok fighters on Endor.
Okay, the Ewoks pretty tough. They've got a variety of different crude but effective weapons.
Mostly blunt trauma weapon, like hammers and axe.
Yeah,
things.
and slings.
Right.
Yeah, but I think a couple good sized rocks to the head that at least knock it unconscious or slow it down enough that they can close the gap. Yeah, I think they've got this one.
Excellent. Number 6, we've got Not Deer versus Chunky Brewster, the fat Soleil Moonfry.
Okay. Well, are you
Sorry.
proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm so proud.
Let's move on, shall we?
Okay, we've got Not Dear versus the little girl from Firestarter.
Okay, Drew Barrymore.
Well, not in the movie.
Oh, okay. From the world of Firestarter. The
Lumos.
Firestarter. She's a pyrokinetic in that movie. That's the
Yep.
deal.
That's absolutely right.
Well, I mean, I feel like fire. Yeah, I see no reason why I'd be immune to fire. Yeah, I bet. Well, no, because she was a little girl. She was very trusting. She
Yeah.
might be fooled by the deer's camouflage, and it could. I bet one kick from a not deer would be enough. So yeah, I'll put this one on the not deer. Yeah,
I
not
like
deer.
that because a deer definitely could kick a little girl to death. That's your reasoning.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I went to the dark web, I could find some footage of that.
Last but not least, we have Not Dear versus the Swan Wayne Gacy, the ugly duckling serial killer who had a serious glow up.
Okay, so he's doing a lot better right now.
Yeah, it looks great.
Looks fantastic.
Looks
feels
fantastic.
good. Looks good. Feels good. A serial killer.
It's the Swan Wayne Gacy. Yes, of course.
Yes. And John Wayne Gacy, was he the clown?
I've never heard of him.
Fair enough. I'm gonna put this one on the not deer. I think once again the disguise is gonna fool him.
I think you're right. I think it doesn't matter how handsome John Wayne Gacy had been. I think that a large, muscular deer would kick him to death.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. What a fight. What a night. They don't make them like that anymore, except, of course, right here on Uncle Monster Spooky Time Friday Hour, a fun new fight night every week. Why am I talking like this today?
I like it. It's very announcery. I like it. You're like a presenter.
I'm trying, I don't know. I wish I could get more naturalistic, and I'm headed in the wrong direction.
Here, try saying this. This will help you. Chunky Brewster.
Chunky Brewster.
That was really good.
Ethan, do you have any more?
Layla presents Dear Facts. I'm breaking up with you.
Number 7. My main deer.
Dick Day, the illustrator who created Bambi for Disney, used real fawns from Maine's Baxter State Park as his prototypes. So Bambi, as we know him, is indisputably a Maine deer.
Dick Day.
That's his name. Rough time in middle school, I'm sure.
Rough one. Rough.
It's Dick Day, Dick Day.
But boy, he really, God bless him, he turned it around.
Number 8. My dear, my dear, my dear.
You do not know me, but I know you very well. This section of a Far Side song was sampled to use in the chorus of the song Stutter by Joe.
Okay. Not familiar.
You don't know the Far Side, Passing Me By?
No,
my dear, you do not know me, but I know you very well. Now let me tell you about the feelings I've been for you and I try.
Nope.
Wow.
No, I never listened to much Far Side.
Passing
Not as much
me
as I should
by.
have.
She keeps passing me by. No? Okay.
Nope.
I thought maybe something would get you.
Nope. I think I genuinely have not heard that song, but I will.
It's an amazing song. Anyway, I mean, you guys should all listen to it.
Number 9. Muntjac deer.
So there are these kind of deer called muntjacks, which is a cool name. It'd be a good alias. They're small and stocky and no bigger than like Hendrix, like a 70-pound dog. And
Okay.
they have two V-shaped these are real. I mean, not that the not deer isn't. I'm just saying these are, have been discovered. They have two V-shaped slits on their foreheads and two large ones in front of the eyes, and those are glands. And they smell with them. So they appear like nothing more than small bumps, but when excited, they start undulating and sticking out, and it looks like something from Aliens. The muntjac deer is insanely weird looking.
That sounds horrible. And I will not investigate it.
Okay, deal.
I'm going to say that that's, in fact, got me quaking in my boots.
You look frightened. I know I'm frightened. I mean, I've been listening to you this whole time, and I feel like I'm going to wet myself. I feel like I'm going to have bad dreams. So what I need from you is to tell me, and be honest, Shibby, is this real?
Is real?
Shake it, Bavakasha. Hey!
Hey! Oh, bro.
Yeah, wow. Worse every week.
Yeah. Somehow. Well, there are a couple of different theories
Oh.
that we've got here. One of them is,
I think there's only two theories, that it's real or it's not.
well, we've got a couple of different explanations, let's say, for ways that it might not be real.
Understood.
Well, first of all, our explanation, if it's real, there are deers that are out there that are rapidly mutating. It could happen. There could be mutant deer walking around. Mutations happen in nature. That's how evolution happens.
Exactly. That's how we got nipples and belly buttons and earlobes.
Those
are vestigial organs, I think.
That's how I got nipples, belly buttons, and earlobes.
Yeah.
Now, other theories are they could be deer that have caught chronic wasting disease.
That sounds awful. What is wasting disease?
I didn't look into it too much.
It sounds
because
horrific.
it sounded very depressing.
Oh, okay. Let's not, because someone out there might have wasting disease.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something that does what it says on the box. You know what I mean?
If you have wasting disease, we're sorry for you.
Yes, thank you, Shaq.
Yeah, that was nice.
We've also got other theories include people seeing deer and not knowing what deer actually look like.
So stupid people is your other theory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one that I wanted to go back to, I think that woman just doesn't know what deer look like. She was like, its head looks like a dog's head, but it doesn't have a dog's ears or nose. I was like, that's just because deer's head look more like a dog's head than you think they would.
Yeah, true.
And it doesn't have a tail. No, it has a small tail, and the tail is probably down to cover its white back because it was probably a white-tailed deer. You know?
Well, it's a maned deer.
Its legs were too long to be dog legs, probably because they were deer legs. This was a deer. It was covered in human skin. Well, you know how deer have like just that really slick, smooth fur, like a Weimaraner. You know how Weimaraners kind of look like they're just skin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it has fur like that. You know?
So it's not a dog.
No, it's not a dog. It didn't have human skin, and it might have smelled bad and been acting funny because it was probably just hit by another car and its organs got bust open.
and it had wasting disease.
And it might have also been sick and had some kind of wasting disease. So, like, and also the other thing you have to consider is like sometimes animals are just bigger or smaller or different than you think they're going to be.
True.
You know what I mean? Like if an alien came to Earth and they saw like you and me hanging around, they'd be like, okay, that's kind of what people were like. And then they saw Dave Bautista walking down the street. They'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Like Brock Lesnar.
They'd be like,
just like another
that's
species.
Not the same thing as that guy.
And
that one's all fucked up and huge.
They'd be like, look at the normal ones. They're so adorable.
Yeah, what the fuck is that thing? That one must be a fucking crazy mutant. You know, just sometimes you're just going to see the Brock Lesnar of deer.
If aliens really came down and saw us and then we were next to Brock Lesnar, which do you think they would be more attracted to? Do you think they would think he was the freak or we're the freaks?
I think because there are two of us and one of him, we would look more normal.
But freaks stick together.
Yeah, but I mean, they're only seeing three things, just statistically.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be a lot of other viable explanations, I think. But there could also be mutant deer out there.
I was about to say, one of the explanations is that it's flat real.
I will say that they are often seen by hunters. Hunters are known to shoot things. Nobody's brought back a body.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm
so you
sure
got that arguing against it.
Yeah, I understood, but I'm sure they know how to blend in with the other deer, and I'm sure that they've, had. This is a species, so they've had enough encounters with human to know they're dangerous and probably not to spend too much time around. And maybe that's why they run.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe, well, except they're said to be not frightened of humans.
Oh,
They're
well,
said to just
same
sort of
thing.
stand there. And sooner or later, most deer find out that you actually should be frightened of humans because humans are going to shoot you.
Yeah, if you meet 3 humans, you're gonna get murdered by one. That's if you're a deer.
Yeah, you're kind of outnumbered.
If you meet 10, you'll get murdered by one.
Yeah. So to me, I feel like that's my biggest argument in the con column.
Understood.
Man, is that the red light from Uncle Monster?
Hello!
Oh, how are you, Uncle?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good.
That's really great to hear. Now, I'm worried because I love these episodes, but in between them, I have nothing to do. I'm bored as hell. Uncle, what should I do?
You should watch Clint Eastwood's late period classic, Gran Torino.
Oh, that's an interesting suggestion. What happens in that film?
Well, basically, a young lady reads out the Wikipedia entry for Hmong to a mean old man.
Sounds like apt pupil.
And is that Uncle Monster too?
Shibble.
Ooh, coming in hot today. Twofer. How's it going, brother?
I feel sad.
I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe, what always turns my frown upside down?
Tell me.
Watching a movie.
Oh, I love movies. In fact, I have one to suggest for you.
Okay, I was going to throw one to you since you're feeling blue, but give me yours first.
I thought you meant suggesting movies made you feel better.
That also is true, genuinely. Why don't you tell me a fun movie, brother? I need you.
If your cousin Brett is the best lawyer in Aiken, South Carolina, you should check out the feature-length motion picture 10 Stings I Hate About You. It's a poignant and stirring romantic comedy starring Julia Stiles and Candyman. But don't take my word for it, LeVar.
Don't take his word for it, lawyer Brett Lancer. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, everybody. It's just been great to have you. We hope you had a nice time. We hope that you, while you got your phone in your hands, you hit that like and subscribe button down there, or maybe leave us a comment. Maybe leave us that 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. Don't do 4.
5 stars is free, brother. That's what I always say. It's free to leave 5 stars. Doesn't cost you nothing.
5 stars is not 3.
No, 5 is not 3. It's free.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Sybil.
And why don't you check us out on some other platforms? Huh? You need something else to do? Why don't you hit up our YouTube channel? We've been having a lot of fun over there.
YouTube is so dope. You guys are gonna love it. Seriously, we read a list of stuff, but it's really becoming a base of operations, and it's got like a lot of cool content that we want you to see and tell us what you think, so we can change it if it sucks.
It's really popping off, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. You can find us on there at Uncle Monster Podcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Uncle Monster 6. You can find us on Blue Sky at Uncle Monster Podcast.bsky.social. And you can email us at Uncle Monster at Uncle Monster Podcast at gmail.com. And you do that, you can just find yourself on our mailbag segment. Get your very own mailbag bumper. And still see if we've gotten any Yo Mama compliments. Keep your fingers crossed, listeners.
Give them one. Refresh them.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. How about hang on. They're so hard to come up with on this
I know it's not easy, especially on the spot.
How about your mama's eyes are so beautiful. I get so lost in them. It's like being in Bloomingdale's when I was 5 years old.
Oh my God. I used to hide in department stores in the racks, and my mom would scream at me. I was like between 3 to 5, and I would just hide there and be really quiet, and she would think I was lost or had been taken.
Yeah. Really weird that used to happen so much back in that era. I think a lot of people our age have similar stories of department store shenanigans and being separated from moms in large stores.
But the most important thing that I want everyone to remember before you
Yes.
come back next time, as we leave this time, is don't
get
get
spooked.
spooked.